So me have to work. You see me do me dirt. So me better work.
Hi everybody and welcome to March. I wanted to check in with you and just follow up after our podcast with Richard last week. It was a great opportunity for him to spend some time talking about a few different things, including his career. And I really appreciated his candor when talking about his move with his family to BC to be head of BC division for PNC. I think of Richard as a BC guy, and I know how much he treasures and was really developed and shaped by his experience in PNC. So I thought it was interesting to hear him talk about how that was a bit of a risk for him and how he felt a little uncertain leaving his friends and family behind here in Toronto and developing new relationships in BC. So it was interesting for him to talk from that perspective about his experiences. He also reminded us that a career is 30 to 40 years long, which it sounds like a long time, and that gives us a chance to reflect on how we can do so many different things in our career and think about taking a few risks. So each of us learns from every job we have and every experience we have. And in my experience, stepping out of your comfort zone is the quickest way to accelerate your career development. So it's been a pretty exciting and interesting week here in the Canadian financial services industry, and we're in a little bit of uncharted territory for our company. And so I wanted to address directly some of the media coverage about sales ethics that I know many of you had seen. So you know where I stand, and I invite each of you to personally talk about this with your manager or with me, especially if you have issues or if there's things that are on your mind. Our brand is to be human and intuitive. And on the call last week, I thought Richard talked in an interesting way about the role of the HRBP. So sure, we play a very important and key role in governance and oversight of policies and procedures. But perhaps even more importantly, we are the part of HR that works with those who directly interact with customers and with clients. And similarly to our frontline colleagues, developing relationships and trust is a key to what we do in our profession. So I'd ask you to speak up and be candid if you think there are issues. And as an HRBP, really be aware of the sentiment of the workforce around you. Are people feeling heard and respected? Are we building good managerial capability? Are we making sure people are aware of how to access help and escalate concerns if they do have them? Each of you is really connected to the colleagues that you support across the bank, and many of them are in the front line. So I'd ask you personally to keep an ear to the ground, listen to the colleagues who you support, and escalate anything that you think needs to be heard to your manager or to me. I, like you, have a tremendous amount of respect for all of our colleagues, especially those in the front line. They have a pretty tough job, and I am proud to work for BMO, a company that stands for integrity, empathy, diversity, and responsibility in everything that we do. Our annual BMO Pulse survey is right around the corner, and wow, the year goes by so quickly. So each year we look at the survey and we think about ways to improve it based on the results that we saw in the reporting last year. And one of the changes we've made that I'm particularly proud of is changing the senior leadership question, which I'm sure many of you like me have heard from the business that it feels very ambiguous. They don't know exactly what senior leadership means. So the questions have been rephrased, and I'm just going to share them with you. I think they're clearer and much more specific. So the questions are, my group's leadership team provides a clear picture of how my work supports the direction of the company, in brackets, i.e. your group head and direct reports. So that's very clear. The second question, my immediate group is effectively managed in a well-run organization/team. And the third, my manager, once removed, enables our entire team to be successful. So I think those are going to drive a lot more specificity into the responses. And then another significant change that probably is more important for our team than it is for the broader audience is that we've reduced the group head reporting, and we have 3 of those across our organization from 50 pages to 15. So we're saving a few trees in doing that and just making it a lot simpler and a lot crisper, which I'm particularly interested in doing. So I wanted to talk about our own team's BMO Pulse specifically, and I'm attaching a Canadian PNC and WAM HR update to this video when I send it out. And I wanted to talk about what we've done throughout the year. So in the summary that you'll see our strengths, and we had very strong participation. We feel great about our innovative and inclusive environment, and we feel that we value the employee voice. And I hope those strengths are still strong as we get the results this year. We did have a bunch of opportunities, so we focused this year on empowerment, breaking down silos, and increasing confidence in senior leaders, in me included. And each of you has been involved in making Canadian P&C and WAM HR a more engaging place to work this year, and thank you for doing that. Your feedback is important to me and my leadership team, both at Pulse Time but also throughout the year. And as we take the next steps on our journey together, I wanted to highlight a few things that we've done over the course of last year. So let's start with our recently completed compensation review. We recently finished our annual review of compensation across the HR division. We looked at both HRBPs and COE groups across all of our geographies. We looked at relativity to the external markets as well as relativity in between teams within the HR division. We looked at the external market for HR professionals, and that's who we compare ourselves against. And of course, we considered our budget and our operating run rate of the year. What we did, the HRLC and Richard, was a line-by-line review of every individual's compensation, all elements for each member of the team. So that includes base salary, STIP, including the STIP target, and TDC. So we were interested to see what the results look like this year, and happy to confirm that in some cases the comp market has changed and moved upwards, but on balance we're at market on base, on bonus, including STIP targets, and on TDC. So in some cases where we found people were particularly off of market because the market had moved or they'd come in particularly low, we've let those people know that we are increasing their base salary, and that base salary increase has already been processed. We'll continue to review our market competitiveness on an annual basis, and I have a philosophy of moving people up gradually through their range as they get more confident and capable and learn more about doing their role, and that will continue. So I know this is a topic that has personal impacts and has meaning to each of you, so I invite you to speak with your manager or reach out to me directly if you have questions or you want to have a deeper discussion about the annual HR compensation review. So in addition to that, our team has been building engagement and connections throughout the last year. And I just have a few stats that I wanted to share. We've had over 200 team meetings. You'll recall we had the whole team together at the IFL in September here in Toronto. We launched Vizier, Dress for Your Day, HR 2020 strategy. We realigned the strategic initiatives team and evolved the BMO GAM HRBP team. There were 578 beams sent. We had 53 spotlights. We had 9 HR division stars and 31 milestones. We started these monthly videos. We launched BMO_HR Instagram with now over 200 followers and over 4,000 views. And we were part of a team that helped raise over $40,000 for the employee giving campaign. And those are just the highlights. So I wanted to thank all of you. It really was a team effort. Thank you for your engagement, and thank you for your feedback, both past and upcoming. April 12th is coming up, and you might remember it is the International Day of Pink. The day is a rallying point against bullying, discrimination, homophobia, transphobia, and transmisogyny. I am super proud of the progress BMO has made as an organization over the last few years in terms of inclusion, and we talked last time about our important Catalyst win. And similarly, I feel grateful to live in Canada, where we really are quite inclusive. But also in these turbulent times, we often hear about some negative thinking and behavior that's creeping back into our society. So it's significant to lend our support to important causes like the Day of Pink. For those of you who haven't joined our Instagram feed, I'd encourage you to do that and look for some testimonials from our own BMO colleagues about the importance of the Day of Pink. With our Dress for Your Day initiative, I hope you definitely choose to dress for your day on April 12th. Wear pink, take a small stand, and share with me in the spirit of inclusiveness. A couple of weeks ago, Peter and I went down to the FCP lobby and we visited the BMO fountain. The BMO 200 fountain is on its way from Toronto to Chicago. And as many of you will know, the fountain was designed as a modern response to a very old tradition of throwing a coin into a wishing well and making a wish. So as part of BMO's 200th birthday, we wanted the fountain to be a focal point of what we do in the community, and we wanted to invite people to join in on our celebration. The big fountain is on its way to Chicago, and then we'll go to Montreal and then back to Toronto. And there are smaller fountains that are going out around the world, so hopefully you'll get to see one of those in your locations. Regardless of where you are, you use your phone to make a wish, so bring your phone when you go to visit the fountain. And the most important thing is you don't make a wish for yourself. You make a wish for somebody else, a friend, a colleague, a charity, a neighbor, or the community. So I'd invite you to wish it forward. Visit bmo.com/200 to learn more about how to do that. And we are going to pick, BMO is going to pick somebody, a few people, to make their wishes come true. So wish soon and wish often. And by wishing it forward, we do embody the values of human and that we're here to help. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a great month, and I'll talk to you soon.
Work, 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 work. You see me heavy work, 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 work. You see me do me there, there, there.